Hi everybody, I'm Farmington Mayor Nate Duckett, and welcome to another episode of the Mayor's Table. I'm here today with some special guests at the makerspace at San Juan College, also known as The Big Idea. And with me today is San Juan College President, Dr. Pendergrass. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, absolutely.
We also have the Dean of Workforce and Economic Development, Dr. Reyes. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Enterprise Center Director, Judy Castleberry.
Thank you for coming.
And also Luke Renner, an instructor in our Digital and Media Arts and Design area of the college, who I understand is the person who teaches people how to utilize the programs that are going on here at the Makerspace.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you all for joining me here today. Luke may have to step away. He's got an important phone call to be on with the governor's office regarding film and media, which is also an exciting thing that we're working on here in San Juan County. But we definitely wanted to make sure we mentioned Luke and the work that you're doing here with Big Idea. Is there anything before you head off, something you would like to say just about the program? And
sure, and I'm going to have to take off, but I think this will go ahead and provide a lot of opportunities for economic development in the community. And I'm excited to go and see the things that come out of the makerspace.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for at least joining us for the intro. We're going to talk a lot today about the makerspace, where the idea came from, what it can be used for, and how people can use it. Those types of things, because it is a big idea. One person who's not here that I want to make sure we do mention is Melissa Meehan. Melissa was obviously integral in us getting the funding, putting the pieces together to make this happen, and she was the program director for the Power Grant. Is that right, Dr. Pendergrass?
That's correct.
Okay. So Melissa's not here, but she played an important role. So what? T. Greg and Ryan Marion, what are you guys doing here?
Hey, we're just checking out the makerspace. We're trying to come up with the next big idea.
I love it. Yeah. Well, you're an inventor yourself, as I know.
I have one patent under my belt, and but I told my son Ryan, and that's why we popped in to take a look at all the machines and equipment that's available. I have lots and lots of fun ideas.
I can't wait to hear.
I know, and I've been down here once before, and now that we have a place like this, I feel confident that some of those ideas can become a reality now.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And we're just so grateful for your support.
We
of
are
the
grateful to be
makerspace.
part of this. We
yes.
absolutely are. I just think it's fantastic, and like you said in your intro, which I caught a piece of, I honestly believe that there will be products developed in this makerspace that will result in startup businesses here in our community and spark a little bit of economic development. So I'm excited about it.
Well, we're glad that you stopped by, and we're glad to see that there are people in the community that are bringing others to check out the amazing things that are here. So thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
So T. Greg mentioned he just sees this as a big idea to bring new opportunities and economic growth and for entrepreneurs and those things. But let's kind of take a step back and let's talk about what the big idea is. So this is a makerspace. Judy, what is a makerspace?
Well, a makerspace is obviously like a bunch of equipment, and the idea is this is more advanced technology. For example, we have 3D printers, laser cutters, all the big wide roll-in printers. We also have, of course, this absolutely beautiful mini mill standing behind us. But it's more than that. It's also that community, that training, all those pieces together. So the maker movement is a global movement. We are trying to bring it to San Juan County. But as I say, the idea is you bring together tools, equipment, and makers, and wonderful things happen.
Sure. So Dr. Pendergrass, I mean, you were kind of the impetus of this idea. Had you seen this done somewhere else and you thought, we've got to do this at San Juan College?
Well, actually, back in fall of 2016, I attended the La Plata Economic Development Alliance meeting that they had, and they had a breakout session on makerspaces. And I just thought it was an intriguing idea where you could bring together people in a space to discuss ideas, share equipment, and share their knowledge.
Well, I think it's amazing. And so it's here at San Juan College. It's in one of the spaces that the Quality Center of Business has had really set aside. It's been set aside for entrepreneurs. What is the program exactly that this space was originally designed for?
Well, this space was designed specifically for entrepreneurs,
right?
For people who have an idea that they want to develop into business, and then obviously being able to then be able to develop a product or service and then be able to market and hire people and definitely influence economic development.
So yeah, we incubate businesses here and help them grow out into our community.
And I wonder how many people realize that we have an incubator besides a makerspace. That's a whole different topic, but a location where they could utilize it for office space, they can utilize it for manufacturing space, for their own ideas. But now you have all of this machinery, this manufacturing equipment, where you can create those ideas, and you don't have to pay for the equipment that you may have to have for that big idea, so to speak. Now, is there other examples of this in the state or elsewhere that you have visited that you kind of took things away from?
We've actually done, Luke Renner, who I'm sorry had to leave, and I have done quite a bit of research, and we have visited a number of makerspaces. For example, Fuse in Albuquerque, we used a lot of their model. We also, Luke has visited ENMU Roswell, and also at the Arrowhead Center at NMSU. I visited a couple while I was in California at one point. So beyond that, we also have gotten a little involved with the Fab Foundation, which is the organization that creates Fab Labs, which is kind of the industry standard, and we are looking forward at some point being designated as a Fab Lab. So this is a global movement, and we didn't have to invent every wheel. We want our inventors to invent that next wheel. We were taking some ideas from a lot of different models and bringing them together.
And there's over 1,000 Fab Labs in the world in 78 countries. And Gail Dean has also done a lot of benchmarking in Denver and other places regarding makerspaces.
So we've seen this idea, La Plata County Economic Summit that was discussed. We've seen other places do it, but what were the people and the pieces that actually brought it together to where it could be, it's a tangible thing here in our community now, it's not just an idea. How did that come together?
Well, it certainly has been a team effort, and we're thankful to 3 major donors that helped provide funding or equipment, which was Marion Family Foundation, Raytheon, and ImageNet, and then we had 3 grants that helped us. And earlier you mentioned Melissa Meehan, she's the director of our Power Grant initiative, and then also an Intel Future Skills Grant that was awarded through Central New Mexico Community College, and then we received a USDA Rural Development Grant here. So we received all in total about $350,000. But as I mentioned, Luke and Judy have provided leadership, and then Dr. Reyes and I, and Gail Dean, Logan Byram, Chris Harrelson, Johnny Jordan, a lot of us have worked together as a team effort to bring this into fruition.
And really, I mean, and what I think is great about it is it took a community to make this happen. And we find when there's ownership from across the community, it really envelops this idea that it's a place for me because I'm represented by all these different people and these different companies. So that's exciting. And I know we had the ribbon cutting here a few weeks ago, and this place was packed.
Yes. Yeah.
But now, of course, we're looking to let's get the people in here. Let's get the people to use this space. And maybe you guys can tell us how exactly would somebody be able to come in and use whatever this amazing machine back here is, right? The 3D printers, you have a sewing room set up over there. You have saws, you have plasma cutters. I mean, we're talking anything from a small, people could be making things as small as a little handbag to as big as whatever their idea may be. But how do they use the space?
Well, basically, it's a membership model. So think about like joining a gym, you pay a monthly membership. We have memberships ranging from San Juan College students at one level all the way up through individuals from the community. We have a family membership, and we also have business memberships. Again, the idea is come in, pay the membership fee. We'll help you get the supplies you need. You'll pay for your own supplies. But quite honestly, the idea is come use it. We're going to be doing some safety classes every week or so, basically, because again, one of the issues is this is some fairly
technical stuff.
There's some it's pretty serious equipment in here, and so we are going to be providing safety training as a part of your membership package. We want you to come to that, and then we will also be offering classes, for example, on how to do 3D printing, or how to use that laser cutter. Sewing classes. This summer we're going to be partnering with the Kids College. So if you have that child who really wants to learn how to build a drone, I know we've already talked about putting together a drone class for this summer. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved, but basically this is an everybody place.
Yeah.
Students, community members, if you're a DIY person that just likes to play around, or if you're that entrepreneur with the next wonderful business idea, that's who's supposed to be here.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking about when you were talking, Judy, is the applications for this facility are so widespread. I mean, it could even be something as small as somebody says, you know what, this Christmas I want to make my 20 best friends some sort of thing.
Oh,
and I don't have the
Definitely.
place to do that at, but you do now.
Right.
And for I'm just telling you, for $60 a month for an individual membership, there's 30 days. If you've got the materials and you've got the training and the knowledge, you could come in here and use this space for that. All the way up to the person who says, look, this idea I have is going to blow the socks out of the oil and gas industry or the petrochemical industry. This is exactly what we need in our community. Matter of fact, maybe it's exactly what they need in Colorado, Utah, the surrounding area, and I believe we have an opportunity to do that here. This space provides the equipment to make it happen.
Right, and even right down the hall, we have lots of different groups that can help them with their business plan
Yes.
or their marketing plan or their loan. So that way they can stand their business
That
up.
is a great point.
And if they want investors in their company, we have Four Corners Innovation, which T. Gregg is chairman, and several members of our community. And the easiest way to think about it is the college invests in ideas to help successful businesses. So kind of the Shark Tank
Yeah.
effect, but they're nice.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, Judy. I mean, I know you've been involved with a number of different things over the past few years, and I'm reminded back to it was a weekend event where we're trying to get
Right.
those big ideas to come out on
Right.
people who have, and so this is something that we've been invested in as a community, certainly as a college, for a long time. And I just see these added things too. We're just bringing everything full circle now to where, look, if equipment, well, first, if space was a problem and not having an advocate there to teach you about how to do your taxes and how to take care of your business and how to make a business plan, really, right? That was the first part of it. To now being able to have the facility also. Dr. Reyes, and you're part of this. I mean, what do you see this bringing to San Juan College as a part of the place for a curriculum or different ideas like that?
But I think it goes beyond that. I think one of the things that we see in makerspace is this could really be a driver of economic development in the future of this community. If you look at the model of other makerspaces and how they have been able to innovate, individuals who have ideas, who've been able to use the resources that are available. If you have an idea, instead of having to worry about investing in the big equipment, you can come and use the equipment here. Build your idea, your prototype, then if it's moved to the next level where we can provide support in helping you with your business plan, helping you find maybe investors, and helping you get your business off the ground, it will have a ripple effect in the economic success of this community. That's how we see that component. But obviously there are other components because it opens the opportunity for us and for the college to offer training programs and things that are that are evolving in this area. It's an area, definitely. And there's some programs. Obviously, we have a lot of talent in this community, and we want to tap into the the creativity, innovation of those individuals to help us move this community forward.
I think it's fantastic. So just to give people an idea, an individual membership, and I'm just going to go off of this if that's okay. Individual membership is listed at $60 a month. Premier individual membership, so it gives you maybe a little bit more, is $75 a month. The San Juan College student or employee membership is $50 a month. You can do a family membership, which is $125 a month. So I mean, as a father, although I'm not technically inclined to be utilizing any of this equipment in here, my brother-in-law is. And so if there's something that he's interested in, well, he could bring his family in and teach them. They could do it together. I think that's great. And then a business and corporate membership also. But what I love about the Quality Center for Business is you're trying to help businesses grow from the ground up. And this just adds to something else now that they can utilize a space where they can save money on the front end so that they can put forth their effort, their idea, manufacture it, and grow out of this space, hopefully. That's what we're trying to do, is to incubate them, let them grow, and get them out of the space so that they can be self-sustainable in their own area. But while it's here, we got to use this. We got to get people knocking on the door, let me in there, I want to build some stuff.
Yeah.
And this is evolving. We have a membership model, but if someone just needs to come in one time and print one thing, we're flexible, or if they want to have a birthday party,
Good to know.
or if we have a school with a class where they want to bring them in from the public schools, we'll work with them so that everybody can have access.
And I wondered, especially with the Encore programs, for people who are retired or are senior citizens. I mean, I see this as a great spot for somebody to get out of the house and go and play.
We're hosting them in March.
Okay.
For their once a month luncheon they have for Encore, and so we're going to host them. And frankly, I do think the semi-retired, Encore group is actually a really great group. I've read about other makerspaces who actually had like a group of retired men who wanted to build something for their community, use the makerspace to build like picnic benches and things like that. So I think, again, there's a lot of people who want to pay it forward or pay it back or whatever, who I also see using this space. So yeah, we were already into Encore.
Great. Dr. Pendergrass, you had mentioned during the ribbon cutting the different types of goods that have come out of a makerspace. And maybe for our audience, you could just mention a few things that have been created in a makerspace that actually ended up being a big deal.
Well, what I mentioned during the grand opening was 5 different products that were the top sellers on Shark Tank. So I don't know if they were actually developed in a makerspace,
Gotcha. But from Shark Tank.
Some of them were like a sponge that when it's wet, it is soft, but then when it's cold or warm water, it's soft. Cold water, it hardens. That's $3.99. It has a smiley face on it. That's been the #1 seller. Some of the other things were like an exercise board that could be printed on a 3D printer very easily in this space. One of them was socks, very expensive socks. Those are some of the examples, but altogether those 5 top products had the total investment in it was $975,000 by the Shark Tank panelists, but they've made $640 million off just those top 5 products. And virtually all of them could be produced right here in this space.
Before Luke left, he'd mentioned that the square that people use for credit card reading was actually created in a makerspace as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, your ideas are what's going to drive the use of this facility. I think I'll let you guys kind of finish with any final thoughts, but I'm excited to be a part of a community that's looking for innovative ways to bring people together and to help them grow their businesses. We really need that here. Obviously, the City of Farmington is committed to community transformation, economic diversification. We want to see entrepreneurs grow. We want to see new businesses move here, relocate here, but we also want to see the businesses within become a solid foundation for who our community is. And this space absolutely defines that. I'd love for somebody to come here and build some outdoor recreation equipment and start manufacturing that, because we believe it's a great petri dish that we have here where you can build outdoor rec and you can test outdoor rec and you can sell outdoor rec out of here. But I'll let you have the final word as we finish here today.
We'd just like to encourage people to come by for a tour, bring their families, bring their friends, and we'll work with you so that this place is utilized, because we've had tremendous support from our donors and with grants, and we want people to use this wonderful makerspace, the big idea.
Fantastic. Judy, Dr. Reyes, thank you for joining us today. Dr. Pendergrass, this is a wonderful program for San Juan College and for really the greater region, not just Farmington, San Juan County, but for the entire Four Corners area. So thank you all for your hard work and all those involved. And thank you for joining us today here on the Mayor's Table. Stay tuned, there's a lot more exciting news coming up, a lot of topics that you're interested in. If there's something particular you would like us to talk about on the Mayor's Table, please don't hesitate to send me an email at nduckett@fmtn.org. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you here next time on the Mayor's Table.